why should I shed one tear about the disappearance of my bitter enemy's son? I must ask you something, though it is difficult for me. My son had a diary, his private, personal thoughts. Now that he is gone, I have nothing else to remember him by. Please, the diary means more to me than it ever could to you. I will give you 100 credits for its return.
No reason not to gain more by this. He does have the diary, but that has nothing to do with his other objectives, so he's going to try to persuade him. His persuade scale is not that high, but now that he has the force power on level 2, I think this should be possible. Make it 200.
You think you can exploit
Figures.
your father's grief? I loved my son, but I am no fool. You shall get nothing from me. May the curse that brought Cassius to his death be on your head as well.
This man just lost his son. I can't believe you're trying to squeeze extra credits out of him.
We have nothing further to discuss. Please, leave me to my grief.
Oh, that was a bad idea on Goofuth's part.
You are here from the council, are you not? Looking for Shen Matale?
Yeah, I think now he's mad that didn't work, so he's going to be very, very rude. What I do is my own business, so back off.
I thought you would listen to me. I thought the Jedi were compassionate and kind. I shouldn't have spoken to you at all. I've just made everything worse.
Yeah, well, that's the way to go about it. Make things worse for these people, why don't you?
There could be a lot of money for finding Shen Matale. I think that girl knows something about him going missing.
He was just mad about what happened before. Back down. I think he's what Karth said. Well, it amused Goofuth, I think, because yeah, it amused him, but it also pissed him a bit off because that's why he doesn't like to have Karth around. He's always cramping his style. But what KotOR said, I think, appeals to him. There could be money in it. So let's try this again, shall we? I think KotOR has shown him that he should be a bit more diplomatic about it.
You made your wishes clear to me the last time we talked. I won't bother you anymore, though I would ask you to leave our estate. This is private property.
No, KotOR has talked some sense into him. I've come to apologize for my earlier behavior, or probably I'm going to say it like Goofuth would say it. I've come to apologize for my earlier behavior. Something like that.
Apologize? Then you will help me.
Yeah, he does want to find Shen Matale, and maybe we can help each other.
My name is Rahasia. Nurik is my father. He has not been himself since Cassius disappeared. He is mad with grief, and he is convinced the Matales are responsible. He's not thinking rationally.
He's not going to defend the Matales. He wants them to be angry at each other, and yeah. But he's interested in... He still doesn't know what happened to Shen.
My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly.
Yeah. KotOR has talked some sense into him, but he's still very impatient about this. Tell me what's going on here.
You must understand that father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute.
Quit stalling and get to the point.
My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales, a way to get even for the disappearance of my brother Cassius. Since Cassius went missing, my father has become unstable. He no longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassius. I am afraid my father will simply kill Shen out of a mad, misguided lust for vengeance.
No, he won't tell the Jedi Council at once. You won't say this isn't my problem? It isn't really. He doesn't care on a personal level, but he wants to gain something out of this, so why are you telling me all this?
Shen is an innocent victim in all this. My father is not a bad man, but his grief has driven him to madness. He must be stopped. Please, find Shen and rescue him before my father does something he will regret forever. I would take you to the prison, but I cannot let my father see me with you. Take this key. It will open an unguarded door at the rear of the estate. You and Shen can make your escape through there. There are many security droids guarding the halls. Please hurry. You are Shen's only hope.
Yeah. That he doesn't really care about. Although it seems like there's some kind of Romeo and Juliet thing going on here. What's the problem between your families? That's way more interesting to him.
Alan Matale and my father have had problems ever since they settled on this world. To hear my father tell it, Alan is a brute and a bully, but a rich one. He feels his credits give him the right to step all over normal people. My father stands up to Alan because no one else will. But now he thinks Alan has taken my brother Cassis and has imprisoned Shen as revenge. Please find Shen and free him. You are my only hope.
I don't know where the light side points came from. It wasn't really all that light right now. Where is he anyway? Exactly at the middle. Figures. You have to believe me, I'm actually not doing this on purpose. I'm really not. It's really amazing to myself. Oh well. So, let me think about this for a moment. Now, if he rescues Shen and brings him back to his father, he's going to get, what was it, 1,000 credits, which is nice, but not all that nice. If he doesn't do that, if he goes back to the Metalis, tells them that Shen has been kidnapped, that would probably cause some sort of war between the two families, and I think that's more important to Goofuth than 1,000 credits. That's something he'd like to see. Because, I think I've mentioned this in the last session, but those two rich families are for Goofuth, because that's a mostly unsettled planet. So it's just in the beginning stages of forming its own society. And given time, those two families, in Goofuth's opinion, will be, well, the upper class of this new society, and he thinks he might stop that before it happens. So I think he's going to go back to the Metalis and instigate them. Although he's interested if Kendra has anything to say about that.
Yeah, what do you want?
Nope. But do you have any more war stories?
I was one of the best youth warriors in the clan Ordo in my time. No one before me had mastered the power of our Basilisk war droids as quickly as I had. Except Mandalore himself, of course. In those days, we were sweeping across the Outer Rim, destroying all who fought us. Young Mandalores would prove themselves in real combat with unknown opponents above 1,000 worlds. Each brought back stories of his achievements.
Goofuth likes Canderous more and more. What was your story?
I remember it well, orbiting high above a placid world, its defenses just stirring. As was tradition, I would go ahead of the first wave to find enemies in the thickest fighting. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with a basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle.
Yeah, that sounds different than what Kenderos talked about before, the fear. He's not going to insult him, but he's interested in that.
Every new warrior has to fear to understand how to beat it. You must know that. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below.
He's definitely going to mention the droid. Yes, that sounds like something that's really that he would say. Those droids sure are something.
The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched. An 80-kilometer plunge through the atmosphere, dodging and weaving, the outside of my armor glowing like the sun with the heat of re-entry. And with barely 30 meters to spare, I twisted and skimmed the surface, firing at the giant beam generators that were in my path. The explosion from that sent shock waves that leveled the entire complex around it. It was the moment of my life.
By the way, I like the way he tells that story. Yes, definitely. I want the Basilisk War Droid. He does want the Basilisk War Droid.
I'll never forget those times. But things are different now. We can't go on fighting the way we did. There are too few of us left now. But I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I trust I've satisfied your curiosity for now. Is there something else you want to know?
Well, his curiosity about the War Droids
Your choice.
is certainly not satisfied. Oh man, a Basilisk War Droid. Goofuth riding a Basilisk War Droid. That doesn't sound like something that could actually happen in the game. But don't tell me! Don't tell me! Seriously. Oh, that would be so cool. Goofuth would like that a lot, I think. This is, by the way, one of the moments where Goofuth's decisions... Did I look into that? Where Goofuth's decision is one that I probably wouldn't have made if I were playing any other character. Or if I'd just be playing it casually without any role-playing element whatsoever. Not that there's much role-playing what I'm doing, but I think I'm actually playing Goofuth. In most cases, I think I would have gotten the reward, because money really is getting a problem. But Goofuth likes, as I've mentioned, he'll jump at any possibility to spread chaos. At least on this level. He wouldn't be doing it if it were poor families. Then he probably wouldn't be doing it. Which is ironic, because then he wouldn't get any reward out of it. But, well, that's who he is.
Return the young Master Matale to this estate. His father may order preemptive action if this is not done.
Alright. Can I go in there? That sucks. That's not good. Okay, now let me think again. So, I'm guessing that the game mechanic won't change anything about that. I won't be able to talk to Alan Matali about this and tell him, which sucks. This should be a possibility, but I don't know. It's all right. Not too bad. Then there's of course the possibility to simply wait. But I don't think